Good morning. I'm going to wait a couple minutes to see if anyone joins me. So this morning, yesterday, good morning Denise, thanks for joining me. Yesterday I went to the Scottish Highland Games that was being held locally, and I had been before, so it wasn't anything new. It was just it's been quite a few years since I've been. So it was a really nice family excursion. My mom and my wife and I went, and it was really good. But it really brought up and made me think about and consider my ideas about reincarnation, past lives, remembering. And I'm not asking you to believe the same things that I believe, but I just wanted to talk about it. So I wanted to talk about my ideas and my experiences of remembering and feelings of remembering. You know those moments where you're like, gosh, this feels really familiar, or this music really speaks to me, or I feel like I have a connection to a particular location or a particular culture, and you just feel really drawn there and really connected in a way that is different from any other place that you've connected to before. And going to those games, and more so the music, so the drumming is really what gets to me and gets me energized and excited and connected, and really feeling like I'm in a familiar place. So I'm not asking you to actually believe in reincarnation or believe in past lives, but consider this. Come from a place of wonder. Come from a place of, I wonder, why do I feel so connected to that culture? Why do I feel so connected to that type of music, or that type of food, or all these other cultures than maybe what you're used to or familiar with growing up with? That is all that I ask, is that you bring wonder to that situation. For me, I remember being really little, and it was in those pictures that I had mentioned a couple days ago that my mom brought, that I dressed up as a gypsy. And she was telling me how, she brought everything out, and I chose. Hi Maria, thanks for joining me this morning. She brought everything out, and I chose what to wear, how to wear it, all of those things. And for me, I've always felt as if I have a connection as a traveler, meaning, and some, I've heard some folks from that particular culture, so the Romani culture, that, say gypsies, that's not, it's kind of like a derogatory term. So I use that lightly, and I don't mean it in that way. However, what I'm getting at is that I've always felt a connection to being a traveler, someone who has a nomadic soul, someone who after a certain period of time has always felt, okay, it's time to move, it's time to go to the next place, it's time to move, learn the next thing, and have a strong sense of family and community that I want to surround myself with. And that I've always felt that connection. Now, recently in the last 6 months, and also as I've been doing my own ancestry investigations, more connection to Scotland and Ireland, and having those cultures really call to me and speak to me, and having dreams of standing on the cliffs and overlooking the sea on the Isle of Skye, and all of these moments of remembrance, because they feel so familiar to me. It is as if I am remembering my previous lives. So what does all this connection mean? Why does it feel familiar, and why do I have this yearning? Because it is a yearning to reconnect to those cultures, to the Eastern European cultures, to Ireland and Scotland. This undeniable desire that I need to dig deeper, that I need to remember more, that I need to connect more to those cultures, and I want to impart to you that dig deeper, because it's not just a passing fancy that you happen to be feeling this connection to these other cultures. There's a reason there. Maybe it's the next lesson that you're to learn, or it's the understanding of where you came from, and understanding maybe your particular interests. So, for example, my wife is part Native American, and so she's always had this huge draw to being in nature, and that is her peaceful place. That is where she goes to decompress and have a connection to herself. And so to understand that, more specifically, that she is part Mohawk, and understanding tribal culture, it makes sense. It totally makes sense. And so I ask you, just bring a sense of wonder and curiosity to those moments where you feel like you are connected, and you will find that there's a reason you feel that draw. There's a reason you feel the connection to that culture. And it will lead to almost like solving a puzzle. And, because I never knew, honestly, I did Ancestry DNA. And you can do other programs or whatever it is to send your DNA in. But I did Ancestry, and I sent my DNA in, and I never understood the gypsy connection. I just always thought, well, I was just a wandering soul, and that's just who I am. Well, it turns out it's in my DNA. That's like, I come from those cultures that were nomadic and traveled to survive. And, of course, there are other cultures, but that one specifically, it made sense. The puzzle piece fit. So, and I love that, Maria. I do hope that you would share that with Devin. I feel like there are a lot of us that feel like travelers, and when we are in one place, we feel antsy and anxious, and I just need to get the hell out of here. And that can be interpreted as, giving up, or neglecting your responsibilities. And so that's not what I'm saying to do. Obviously, being a responsible contributor to your community and to your family, is important. But what I'm speaking to is obviously the idea that in our soul there are other places that we also belong, and other lands that we belong to and with and communicate with. And so I love that. I'd love that very much if you shared that. So so for me, it makes sense DNA wise. There's the connection, past lives. So having studied Buddhist traditions and practiced Buddhist traditions, I do believe in reincarnation, and I do believe in past lives. And so it's, it's so interesting, because just in this moment, as I say that, as I say what it is I believe in, it's almost as though it felt like a deck of cards that gets, like when you have like a Vegas dealer, and like all the cards go in a bridge, and they go, and then they just like, boom, go all in one pile. So to me, it feels like, as I was talking about past lives and reincarnation and remembering, it's like, it feels like, yes, in this moment, yes, all of those cards of knowledge are all falling into place. Boom. Yes, this is why I'm communicating this. Yes, this makes sense. So that's that feels really good. So I'm glad I shared that. I'm really glad I shared that with you guys. And I'm just feeling and sensing if there's more that I need to talk about when this is concerned. It's also, sorry, I have an itchy nose. I think I have a hair or something bothering me. It also, reincarnation and past lives, I also understand that we can belong to soul groups. So we can belong to individuals, not to individuals, with individuals who we have an immediate connection to, who we understand are part of our family, who are not blood related, but we know at the soul, at the core level of who we are as energetic beings, that we connect so much more than, than someone else that you may come across in your life. And so it's so awesome to connect and meet up with those individuals who are part of your soul group, because there's that instant connection, but there's also that instant understanding. They get it. They understand that, we've traveled all these places separately, but then when we come together and remember that we are part of that soul group, then we get to share, oh gosh, this is what I've learned, and what did you learn, and this is so cool, and where are you going next? And oftentimes we're like, I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do next, but I know that I'm going to continue to grow, and I know that I'm going to continue to learn. And then there's this, it's almost like there's this understanding. So even when you have moments of sadness, and the word weeping comes to mind, but when you have those moments, and it makes me feel emotional, but when you have those moments of understanding when it's time to separate from those individuals in your soul group, because it's time for either you or for them to go on to their next stage of learning, it can be really hard. It can be it can make you feel sad and lonely all over again, and wondering, are we going to meet again, and will we reconnect? And so I'm just here to say, yes, you will reconnect, and there is no guarantee that reconnection may be in this life, but the reconnection, could be in the next life, and that there's a relationship there. There's an energetic timeline that keeps you learning and connected and being in that, with that soul group. So I'm just reading these comments really quick. So you're talking about reaching those places where your soul has been, once getting in tune with that. Okay, so yes, Maria, I agree. When we did work together, it was like there was these moments of complete understanding, and oftentimes for me they were just totally unspoken. It was just a knowing that we had, where it's start of knowing, knowing that there was a connection between us, and that we had previous experiences of traveling together and learning together, and maybe there was, like you said, there were moments of where we were either running from or running to certain things and aspects of that life. So thank you for commenting about that. I do cherish those moments of remembrance with you, and it does give us a sense of purpose and a focus, so that we can say, okay, yes, I'm traveling. Yes, I may be moving away from my soul group, my soul sisters or brothers, but that I have an insight into what is what's coming next, and it may not make any damn sense in the moment, but just know that listening to that intuitive voice, listening to the remembering of your soul and the remembering of your soul brothers and sisters, that you will not be led astray. And you're welcome, Norma. It's my pleasure to share just these moments of clarity for me. Really, I think it's really about clarity that I've come to understand as I dig deeper into what has created this life for me and what has created this incarnation. And I know for certain that will help me move forward and continue to learn and grow. And I hope that will inspire you to continue to learn and grow and follow the language of your soul, however that shows up for you. And understand that you will be supported. And even though maybe you haven't connected with individuals of your soul group yet, know that they are out there. And as you continue to answer the call of your soul and follow those intuitive hits throughout your life, you will be connected to them, and they will help and support you as you continue to grow. A little tidbit about what is happening for me tomorrow. Before I get into that, thank you all for listening. This is probably one of the longest Facebook Lives I've done, but I just have had a lot of ideas to share with you. So, thank you. Tomorrow I'm having surgery. And yay, finally. And I'm looking forward to being quickly healed and having the ability to have everything go smoothly. And so I'm supposed to have my video with you guys tomorrow at 11. I'm having surgery at 6 a.m. So I may not be coherent for tomorrow's video. So don't fear, I will be back. I will continue day 15 as soon as I am able to. So thanks for joining me. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.